Okay, I'm back with episode 2 for you right away, which is the house. This is a very special concept that I'm going to really feed to you right away because it's important. A lot of us are feeling and thinking the same things. There's a shared mind going on, and a lot of us that are feeling the same way of certain aspects of healthiness, love, creativity, growth, truth, happiness, and freedom. We are all feeling about, heading off. I mentioned this before. It's like one of these songs I want to produce called What About the Time We Run? This house that I've been carrying just inside my mind, I've even had dreams of it. Basically, there's different types of destafate depending on what possibility stream you're in, which is depending on your individual decision and the whole human expression of this earth's decision as a whole. So anyways, I'm going to go right into this house here. We got this house that has a really sweet big swimming pool that's in the basement. And the first floor has an indoor permaculture jungle garden. And one of the basements, I believe the second basement going down, is a mushroom farm. And this property, this house, is actually a mansion that's four flights, four levels above ground. But it also has 4 basements for different types of storage situation. See? So how it works is check this out. Very important to mention. This house is generating its own electricity. Okay? We need to access this information. I'm putting myself out there right now and I know it. See? And that's just how it is. Love goes out and that's just how it's supposed to work. I'm designed to do this. We're all programs as a part of a whole. So think of me like a certain type of oracle from the Matrix. See? I don't think I'm like Neo. I'm more like the one that finds Neo and gives him the advice that he needs because I'm just tweaked out naturally like that. But I can actually jump out there with Neo a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, this house is generating its own electricity. You can find out more about this stuff if you watch Thrive on YouTube. See? So thanks again, YouTube, and cheers, Google, for being, buddies. My buddies or all these people's, right? I mentioned this already. This house is on the grid, but it's also off the grid. I'll explain how this works. I'd prefer if this house had internet so that we can communicate with the rest of the world and find out what's going on. But my theory with us having a Wi-Fi signal or whatever signal we're using is that puts us on the radar. You know what I'm saying? If you have internet at that spot, unless we got some really good hackers or something, we're on the radar. So my first concept for this house is it's on the radar, but we're not causing any trouble. So there's no reason to come after us and shut down this house. You know what I mean? We're not selling any of the medicines or foods that we make at that house. And we're not selling any of the electricity that we're generating at that house. That house is a self-sufficient, self-sustaining, indoor permaculture biodome home that you live in. This home is designed to be earthquake proof. It's built on a property that's high altitude, so it might be a little bit chilly outside most of the time and stuff like that. It might be a pretty long road of just driving uphill to get to this property. But this property is big, and it's built with no wood because of the type of permaculture gardens that we're going to have inside, ecosystems going on. We're going to have termites in there. We're going to have different types of bugs. So we don't want to have the house built out of wood. We want to have it built out of steel and special types of concrete that accommodate to plants growing, accommodate to constant moisture and indoor hydroponic systems. It's a type of concrete that's designed to foster and host plant growth. Even if we can get mycelial network growing inside this house, this is how advanced permaculture indoor this home would be. We would farm special compost bugs. Okay? We know these special compost bugs as domestic cockroaches. And now something's been hitting me for the past couple years now, that these cockroaches are domestic for a reason. Like, I'm starting to feel like even the name cockroach is not the right name for them anymore. If we want to live healthy, we want to use it the way it functions. So if it's domesticated, it means it's supposed to be living with us. We just lost the information and our culture changed. We don't know anything about it. So we're constantly trying to kill this bug. And this bug's been with us so long that we don't know. So this bug's just coming through. I think they might have, traveled through space with certain groups of peoples from space. I feel that there's certain groups of cities, there's certain city types in space where they're like very strong permaculture indoor space type of cities. So, for example, if you have people dropping stuff off here and donating gifts from space, you know what? Those compost bugs are going to obviously be in there, and who knows, maybe they were deliberately given. This is how I believe we're supposed to use them. If they have a powerful digestion, if it's a powerful digestional omnivoric insect, you use it to recycle your compost. We will build a certain bug farming system, compost disposal recycle system, where the compost bugs will keep generating themselves right off of the compost, and then these bugs will harvest and treat them in different ways. They'll be clean because we won't be using any chemicals, and we'll have systems that are natural that keeps bacteria low and in check. Inside of this home, we'll have different birds and we'll have chickens and different animals that will feed these compost bugs. Even the fishes in our permaculture pond garden in the last basement will be feeding these very happy fishes crude protein from these compost bugs that we're farming. So keep in mind, there's more than one type of feeder bug that we want to use in our home. But I just wanted to bring a good point to this one creature that I also feel might be a sentient type of life form we've been rejecting for as long as human history is there. And it's the domestic cockroach. So this piece is not about that bug. It's just to give you a better idea of this house and certain concepts that are going on in there. Seeing this house is tornado proof as much as we can, hurricane proof. It's got a lot of glass that's thick so we can collect sunlight from outside, even though outside may be slightly harsh conditions here and there. The inside of this house will have a lot going on, like the 4 floors will have our apartments, and all through the hallways as you're walking. Say I'm walking from my apartment to yours. As I'm walking to your apartment, there's all these different perennials and different They're all useful herbals and edible plants just growing everywhere. So while I'm walking from my apartment to yours, I can actually put together a quick little salad. That's how flourishing the inside of this house would be. Like, we've got peat moss growing all over the floor and on the walls. We've got different assorted types of plants that grow on the walls constantly. Like if you're generating your own electricity at home, all you got to do now is find really efficient ways to dry and store all this food that we'd be generating. And we take the birds' fecal matter, and you have instant, high, like plant food type of ready to use compost, like the full system function. Catch you on the next episode. Epic love.